Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to the next video in the trading course. So tying everything we've done together in the previous videos, this one's just going to be a quick recap on top-down analysis using the higher time frame and narrative, and basically tying everything together when you hop on the charts for a fresh week in the market. So again, just to recap, liquidity is king with our highs and lows and overall structure and order flow. You can't take a 5-minute sell on a higher time frame buy because you're just getting caught in the pullback to the higher time frame move, right? So what does that exactly look like on the charts? So here we have the monthly cap on GJ, right? So we have our top-down analysis using higher time frame narrative. So right off the bat on the monthly, we see a couple things. Go ahead and remove that, right? Clear, push up, respect, higher high. Okay. So here we have a clear run on liquidity. We have a clear push up, break in structure, but it respected this order block and imbalance, right? So because of that, what are we going to need to do? We're going to have to pull some type of liquidity, but not take out this low because this low will be protected, right? So we can come and mitigate anything in this potential breaker and order block, right? So we'll mark out the order block, which we can see respected. Also, this push up broke zero structure, so we took liquidity while respecting this low because this broke structure. This was left unmitigated because price never came back to touch this, right? And then we respected the level over here. So right off the higher time frame, we know price is currently bullish, attempting to take this high, which we're piercing through now. So yeah, we could see price attempted to play off this order block. We failed to break, so we came and took liquidity, and then now we're getting valid buys. So we know on the current month of GJ, we are bullish and we have failed to break any lows in here. So price is currently bullish though, even though we ran liquidity because we don't have any confirmation on any types of sells. So now we'll go down. So we know monthly is bullish. Going into our weekly, what do we have here? We have our trading range. So we have our range, we have our external run on liquidity, and we know that we need confirmation for price to come down to take out the external point here, which may not happen right away because right on the weekly, we can already see how we're playing off the last down candle that broke a high. So remember, structure has to confirm the run on liquidity. So going down to the daily, what do we see? We see that run on liquidity. We see how structure has broken down, but where are we playing off of on the daily? We're playing off this range. Again, we're not coming into this range. So we're playing off this breaker block, AKA supply demand zone, right? And we're not coming back into this range. What we're seeing is bullishness into this pullback. So we also want to identify our point of interest, which is our order block, which is our last up candle before the down move. Only issue is we're stuck in a pullback. As you can see, even though price is breaking down, we still haven't broke the structural low. So price can go bullish anywhere in these clean traffic areas right at the top of this range because no structure has actually been broken or formed. We're just in a pullback. So that's why on the daily, we're getting this bullishness. So right off the bat, you can see a move down and a break up because this is a structural point because you have a high and a low and then a high. So even though we have not broken this high yet and price respected and played off of it, all we're going to do is pull liquidity in order to go higher as of right now until structure shifts and structure changes, in which we're looking at any type of move to happen in this point of interest, this order block. So we have our level identified on the daily. We go to our 4-hour and we start to see things a lot more clearly. So we have two very important points. On the 4-hour, we see how price has started to pull back at that breaker block and not come into this range. We ran external liquidity of this current range right here, right? So we ran liquidity, external liquidity out of this range on the bottom and the top, but at the same time, we're hitting into this range of structure with the breaker block, and we're hitting here. So all it is where price has to distill to next. Now, we have our external run here, our external run here, and we're playing off this. So price should distill lower, but look how price came down. When price came down, no structure was broken at all, and no type of internal liquidity was taken. So even though this goes back to our previous videos, tying everything together, we failed to break a low, we failed to break a high. This took external liquidity. So what is price going to do next? It's going to take internal liquidity. And what does it do it here? It does it right here. Right here, because it's not going to disrespect this low. So that's our order block. The only thing is, as you can see, price mitigated it. Price never came back to mitigate here. So we'll identify our point of interest, and we'll look for buys anywhere in here after the swipe of internal liquidity right here, right? So we have a lower low. Yeah, we have a lower low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and this is why price is currently going bullish. So let me just fix my zones again. Okay. So on the 4-hour, we know we're bullish and we're looking for buys anywhere in our point of interest at our order block and supply demand level. So now we're going to go down to the hourly, where we can see it a lot more clearly now, right? Here's our order block that was never mitigated because price failed to make a high here, right? Price pulled up, you can see where it fell. It pierced the high, came down, but it never took any type of internal liquidity like this push that broke structure did and took. So when price moved up here and we didn't get that full pullback, it came down and it swiped barely, but it never came to mitigate anything that was resting in here. So this was that last structural low as far as internal liquidity goes that needed to be ran without disrespecting this low. Again, price pulls back, never comes back. Price pulls up, never comes back, and we get full bullishness. Now, on the sells here, we can see how now we want to identify this potential zone. And up in here, because on the smaller time frame, price broke this last structural low, but on an internal level, not external. And then once it came up, we broke down. So even though we got the sells, now we need to switch to our higher time frame, which is telling us buys. So again, price runs internal liquidity, pulls up, and there's no structure that's formed here. But look what price does next. We come up, price is confirmed right here, right? And even though this is can be known as an internal run, does price come and break any type of structure? It does, but it's not confirmed. So this is a valid run on internal liquidity. And now we go to our smaller time frame. Also, you have your breaker block right here. So now we're just building in all of our time frames, right? 30-minute is about the same as the hourly. So we can see here that run on liquidity, the breakdown and run, but price never confirms it. It never comes, breaks, and pulls back because that low was maintained. So we had our run here and our run here. This is all still internal while this is external down there. Price pulls up, fails to break, so it maintains. Here you have it. And this is right at New York Open. Where does price come back to? Our beautiful order block. So this would have been my low risk entry. And we can even, again, dilate it on a smaller time frame again, where we can see it a lot more clear. Where we can see price came to low, but even look at how it's coming up. Structural break, maintain. This came down and it never confirmed it because when price popped up here, that was our confirmation and building in all of our other higher time frame narrative. And now, what do we take it to? our point of interest, in which right now it's running a 1 to 8, and you can take it all the way up until structure actually shifts. Now, people might be saying, oh, but on a smaller time frame, you have your run, your break, it pulls up, and then it breaks here, and then it breaks here. But the issue, what did I say in the beginning of the video? You can't take a 5-minute sell on a daily buy. And what's the daily showing? Perfect. Break of structure, pull back, clean order block, buys. Nothing on any higher time frame is telling us to sell yet because structure and momentum, nothing has confirmed it. Even though we have this insane move down, the pullback isn't confirmed yet. Nothing has confirmed any type of sells yet. Yes, we could get sells in here. We could get sells anywhere in here. But as far as the higher time frame goes, it's telling us nothing but buys. So we have to take buys until sells presents itself. Now, sells could very well happen. We could have this thing could absolutely tank and we can run all this because the monthly is still bearish on that external liquidity run. But for right now, we have to follow how order flow is going on a higher time frame to smaller time frame narrative and what price is actually telling us. So we trade what we see, not what we think. So I hope that clears up, combining all your time frames, structure, liquidity, order flow, and we'll see you in the next video.